Okay, I can't do a garden update without potatoes, so we are now halfway up with dirt and more than halfway up with leaves. I spent most part of about 30 minutes on Friday evening putting more dirt and more grass clippings on top of that. Probably tomorrow evening I'll do that again because it's grown probably 3 or 4 inches since I did that. The only one I'm a little scared about is the middle one, and I don't know if I accidentally snapped that off when I was putting the dirt in there or what, but some of the leaves on there are still pretty bright, so I'm hoping it snaps out of it. I don't want to lose that plant.
Wow.
Okay, so if I can get that one back up again, I don't know what's going to happen since to the potatoes it already has on it. If it does die, I don't really want to dig in there and rescue the ones that, because I might end up damaging some of the rest of them. But we'll see. Okay, this is the onions and garlic. Remember, it's 1 row of onions, 1 row of garlic, 1 row of onions, 1 row of garlic, and only one right there. One batch of garlic didn't come up, so I planted 2 more garlic cloves, and those didn't come up either. So that's obviously a death zone right there. The black bell peppers, the hot red cherry peppers, and the regular green and red bell peppers are doing okay. Still same thing with my tomato plant. These pepper plants haven't recovered from the hail very well. They haven't grown a lot, but they're still alive and green, so that's okay. Those are jalapenos. All of these are jalapenos except for this big one right here. The next to the last one, that's a sweet banana pepper. And then all of my cucumbers died except for one. And then these are the habanero seedlings that we planted seeds directly into the soil. Over here, carrots. Doing a lot better at that end of the garden as opposed to this end of the garden. Still Tigger melons and watermelons. That watermelon's leafed out really well. All of the asparagus now, all 9 of the asparagus crowns have come up except for one, and I covered it with a little more compost to kind of get it kick-started. The big corn here, that's the sweet Inca rainbow corn, and then right next to that, the smaller corn, is the multicolored popcorn. So it's going to be black, white, and yellow, and that's doing well. And none of the okra came up again. It's all dead. It came up and then just disappeared, so I don't know what happened there. And it looks like, oh yeah, there's a watermelon from seed that I planted, so that would be a moon and a stars watermelon, I believe. So I'm kind of excited to see that. Okay, this is the little corner garden we have here with the fence to keep the dogs out so they don't jump in there and dig. These are Rutgers tomatoes. Those two. This is a celebrity tomato. The small celebrity tomato that was next to it is gone. It's just not there anymore. It ended up dying. And then this little tiny tomato right here is a volunteer tomato. That is from one of last year's plants. I guess we dropped some seed or a tomato there, and it sat over winter, and here we go. We've got a plant that planted itself. So I'm kind of excited to see how that goes, because the tomatoes that were here in this corner from that plant, we still have a freezer full of those. And they were pretty good. We made sauce, spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce, stewed tomatoes, green tomato puree for tomato bread, all kinds of nice things. So it'll be a little bit behind everything else, but really the tomatoes over here are doing a lot better than the ones over in the raised beds. And then, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I planted some onion seeds. They're coming up a little bit, so we'll have some green onions and chives type of thing for cooking with. Okay, there's Maddie again, and there's Maddie's cabbage that she got from school for some kind of giant cabbage growing contest. It's supposed to last for 10 weeks, and she got it in March. So, I don't know. 10 weeks is about up, and there's really not anything gigantic about it. And it's starting to get warmer, and I know cabbage is a kind of a cool crop, so we'll see if it grows anymore. There's the sunflower. Again, it's supposed to be about 12 feet tall. We'll see. The one next to it that was lying on the ground never made it. It's a goner. And then we've got some pinto beans and some white beans, Great Northern beans. The Great Northern beans were in a bag of beans I bought a long time ago just for eating. The pinto beans were beans we bought for eating as well. And we just had a small amount of the Great Northern beans left. And I think the beans that are kind of yellowing there are the Great Northern beans, just because they're not doing so well. They were so old. The other ones are doing pretty good. Here's the corn. I've got some weed killer down for some of the grass and the dandelions, and it's not close to the corn, so it should all be alright. The corn, and I did plant it at different intervals, so we should have fresh corn for a few weeks. Going back there, we have about 40 plants total, counting the raised beds back in the back. Okay, this is the compost pile. I put this up last year. I had some extra plywood and just cut it down into 4 equal strips. Had some extra 2x4s and 1x2s. So I went ahead and just made it up, painted it, and we throw, well, you see from tonight we had corn on the cob, so there's some corn husks. And I trimmed the bushes out in the front of the house today, so there's some leaves from that, and we mowed the lawn, so there's more grass clippings. There's a piece of cardboard there because there's a hole underneath, and I don't want all of it to go out into the alley back behind the house. And that'll decompose and kind of fill in the hole a little bit. But that's what we use. We turned it up with a shovel. I don't really like this shovel, so I don't take it in. That's why it's still out here. I'm hoping to get a different shovel just for major garden work, and I just use this one to turn over the compost when needed. Okay, these are the grapes. We've got the green seedless here, these two. They're doing really well. That one is a red seedless, and it is not doing well. There is a little, nope, that's just dead. I thought it was actually sprouting a leaf there, but that's just a stick. There's a red seedless that's doing pretty well. That is one that I put in a couple weeks ago, and nothing on it yet, but we keep watering it. It's supposed to be kind of a brown seedless. It doesn't look like a black or a purple, and doesn't look like a red, so I forget what it's called. The Mars, no. Still nothing out of those. And then this one is a white seeded grape, and it's doing fairly well. And I'm hoping that they start climbing up the side here. Let's see. There's a lot of new growth on it, and these are gonna just kind of latch on and start wrapping around and then climbing up.